actually do not think men should have an opinion at all on having children. I really don't.
And why would that be? Men do contribute to the process of creating children after all, so why shouldn't they have an opinion?
I genuinely don't think men should have any say in whether a woman has kids or not. I don't. Like, I'm sorry.
So they don't get a choice in whether or not they get to choose to contribute, or are they talking about something else here?
If you're like, oh, I want like a whole soccer team, it's like, yeah, of course you do. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is like, maybe for 5 seconds, like do a little something, maybe if you're lucky for 5 seconds.
So because they don't put forth as much effort in regards to birthing the child, then they don't get an opinion on whether or not the child is created?
If you were lucky enough for a woman to choose to have a child with you, you should feel so fucking lucky, not entitled to it. You should feel so grateful and lucky and blessed and not at all entitled. Like, who are you to be like, yeah, like, she's gonna give me, like, this and this many kids. Girl, fuck you.
I'm really starting to believe that a lot of individuals out there don't think that communication in things called healthy relationships actually exist, because many couples actually do discuss how many children they want to have.
Of course you'd want to be a dad. Have you seen the way society treats fathers versus the way they treat mothers? Yeah, if I could be a dad, maybe I'd want kids too.
Are they watching the same thing that the rest of us are watching? Because fathers are often not treated very well.
I genuinely do not think men should have any opinion at all on having children. I really don't. I really don't.
And I don't think those that are really uninformed on particular subject matters should actually speak on them. But we don't always get what we want.
The problem is a lot of these modern women get on here and they say this stuff with their whole chest. They just be loud and wrong, saying all of this nonsense. I mean, they're first patting themselves on the back, and then they be out here patting themselves on the back for being wrong. You sound slow.
But the question is, when do you settle? When do you compromise? Or do you at all? As for me, I've been single a pretty long time. Never thought it would be this long. I have to admit, when I got divorced a long time ago, I was a little arrogant. I was in my mid-30s, and I knew it was a good catch. Good woman, educated, great career, amazing mom, and I was a great wife. Cook, clean, do all that. So I kind of was a little arrogant and thought, oh, it's no problem. I'm going to be married in 2 to 3 years. Well, it's been a long, long time. And honestly, not even gotten close. And so sometimes, you know, like a lot of women in my situation that I've talked to, that you ask yourself, well, when do you give up? When do you give up on finding the one? Or do you? As for me, I go back and forth. Sometimes I go, well, I just need to be with Mr. Right Now. Doesn't give me butterflies, but he's a good man. He's nice. He likes me. Don't have much in common, but he calls, so I talk to him. Or sometimes you've got the one that gives you butterflies, but you know he's unreliable and not dependable. He's broke. You got to take him out to dinner. We've all done that. Those are never sustaining long-term relationships. So the question is, do you compromise? Well, where I am right now today, I'm going to say no. I'm not going to compromise. I'm waiting. I'm going to stay optimistic. It gets hard staying optimistic this long, but I'm going to stay optimistic.
Ugly girls and hoes created the feminism movement. I'm not gonna lie. So realistically, if you think about it, every time you are out and you see a pretty girl and she has an ugly friend with her, what does that ugly friend do? She instantly jumps into lesbian defense mode because she is an ugly Betty. The bitch is jealous. So when you try to talk to the cute girl, the ugly friend usually is like, leave her alone. She hates men. It's like, nah, bitch, you hate men. Back the fuck up. You know what I mean? And she will keep going. And you've seen videos where the cute friend will even tell the ugly friend, like, no, it's cool. And she still will be like, absolutely the fuck not, because she's not getting that same attention. So in the ugly girl's mind, men are evil, men are aggressive, men are everything bad because she can't fucking get the one she wants. You know what I mean? And so she deflects that onto her cute friend. And so then you also have another subcategory. So you have ugly girls and you have hoes. Hoes build a reputation for themselves. They're sleeping around, they're collecting babies, they're collecting bodies. The bitches just don't stop. And so after they're done living their whole life, now they're coming and looking for a man to save them, and no man is willing to save them. So again, they create the same agenda. Men are evil, men are monsters, men are selfish. No, you bitches are just two unlikable categories, and you bitches are going to attract what you put out, which is bullshit 24/7. So with that being that, it just grew so big with them just constantly projecting that message over and over and over, because hoes can be pretty. So you have girls that are pretty but they're hoes, and so you see them being pretty and hating men, and then another girl jumps on because she's pretty and she hates men. Then you see an ugly girl, she's ugly and she hates men, then another ugly girl jumps on and she's ugly and she hates men, and it just keeps fucking going, and it doesn't fucking make sense, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to compete with men until it's actually time to fucking come down and compete. They don't want to pay their own fucking bills. They don't want to change those fucking tires. That's the thing. Women feel like there is a competition where men don't see us as competition. They don't give a fuck. Like, you can't compete with something where you don't fucking compare. Women realistically don't do shit. Like, we cook, we clean, but men can also do that. A man, if he really needed to, he could cook a fucking meal. He could clean a fucking house. A woman, no matter how, I mean, she would have to put some real logic together to fucking change a tire. Like, that's gonna take some fucking work. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's women that can do it, but I for sure am not one. If you take 10 men, they could cook and clean a house. If you take 10 women to change oil or to change a fucking tire, or even to even help you out in the fucking rain, them bitches ain't prepared with an umbrella, a chair, nothing. We just be like little bobbleheads walking around. So it just, I mean, that's where I think it came from. When I really sit back and think of it, ugly women and hoes created the feminist movement.
At midnight in the hanging tree, are you coming to?
This is for those that happen to think that that little stunt was funny. I would actually like someone to explain to me why this is funny. Because yes, there are unfortunately some women out there that are afraid to walk alone at night. But I feel I should mention, because apparently this isn't well known, there are men that are also afraid to walk alone at night. And yes, I do understand that some women are going to argue that women have always been afraid to walk alone at night, so therefore it's only reasonable that men understand what women have been going through. Okay, so you're assuming that they don't, simply because that they're men, that they don't understand that there's dangers out there in the world. So naturally, the most reasonable thing that some women could do would be to try to scare men into being afraid. What exactly good are you doing in the world?
They don't understand that men take steps to protect themselves. They take steps to protect themselves. I mean, you don't go to the gym just because you want to be healthy, right? That might be the number one priority. You want to look good, but also you want to be strong. You want to be able to defend yourself. There's other things men do. That's why you have cameras around the house. That's why you have security systems, right? Men do things to protect their stuff. I don't know why that's such a hard concept to understand.
That optionally chop trend just proves that y'all think that y'all ugly without makeup and wigs. Because when y'all do these transition videos, it go from just a video of you in your natural state with no makeup and no wig, looking how you actually look, and you refer to that as chopped. So you think you ugly unless you put that stuff on. Because now the next transition is you with the makeup and the wig on, and that's when you feel attractive. But we've been saying that. We've been saying that when y'all shape shift, y'all whole personality and that self-love and all of that confidence that y'all be having, you don't get that until you put that uniform on. It's like when you put that uniform on, it's like you be activating. Right? Y'all know how y'all be saying like the bad bee be activating? Yeah, for real. Because up until that point, you don't even feel attractive. You think that you're ugly with the face that God gave you, with the hair that's on your head. You think you ugly. You think you chopped. And you don't find your own self attractive until you put that uniform on. Y'all girls got to work on that. That's not good.
A man really just got on this app and said we don't call women losers enough. And I couldn't agree more. So I made a list. Coming in at number 1, we have women who make man-hating content. Just because you can't find a man that you want that wants you back and all the ones you date are bums does not make all men losers. You're the loser because you can't get what you want. Right behind that at number 2, we have women who make de-center men content. They are literally the center of your content. If they didn't exist, neither would your platform. And lastly, for the girlies that actually post, are the ones that make first date content. It's in the same vein. It's all really ridiculous, and you're never going to find a man that is going to take you seriously because all of them are going to see your social media and run, as they should. Number 4, we have women who have no hobbies outside of social media. The girls that come home from work and they scroll on their phones, eat some dinner, scroll on their phones some more, and go to bed. Loser. Number 5, we have women who genuinely try to imitate or idolize female rappers. You are not a Barb, you're 30. Number 6, women who make jokes about men's mental health. I'm sorry you don't have any men in your life that you genuinely care about or that care about you. That's sad. Seek therapy, not projecting to other people on the internet. We are not in this. You have trauma. Deal with that. Number 7, we have women with 2 or more baby daddies. I will not be elaborating on that. I think it speaks for itself. Last but not least, we have women that would choose the bear. Did y'all not see that girl get her butt whooped by that deer? That's what y'all would look like, but 10 times worse, and I feel sorry for you. Final disclaimer, I am an equal opportunist, so I can make the same list for men, but this one's for you ladies. Love you. Not really.
What do you feel is a decent amount to spend on the first date?
Oh, I don't think it matters.
What? You don't think it matters?
No.
The internet is going to come for you heavily for this.
I think these girls that feel like the date that they take you on defines the man that they chose, they're full of crap. It's absolute BS. I think that it's a woman that's looking for the bigger, better deal that has the audacity to say, I can't believe you want to bring me to the Cheesecake Factory. A lot of these dating scammers that literally go on a date every night just to be able to eat something, you're lucky you're eating tonight because you probably can't afford to do it yourself. These men don't give money, they give bags these days, and you can't eat that. So be grateful that you got some food. And be grateful that a man put in enough effort to take you somewhere. And that's the problem. I personally feel like that's the problem with today's day and age. Like, a lot of men are becoming lazy in dating. They're becoming lazy in the pursuit because there's no appreciation for what they do. And now women have these super high entitlement level thoughts that they deserve to be brought to freaking Bora Bora on their first date. And it's like, who are you to even ask for that? What value have you brought to that man? It's audacity. It's the audacity for me.
Audacity for me.
And on top of that, you should want to be friends with the person that you're choosing anyway. If I don't like you, I'm not going on a trip with you. I'm sorry, but Instagram photos on, no. Homegirl, be grateful that that man put in some effort. And you know what? The more appreciation that you choose, the better treatment you'll get.
Bar.
That's what I think.
Bar.
I don't think the amount of money matters. I think that just do something that you like. If that man likes you, you like to go, take me salsa dancing. It's free on Wednesday nights before 10 o'clock. And then it's $10 to get in. And I would love that. Buy me a bottle of water because it does get hot and I do sweat, you know, or let's go for a walk in the park. Or let's sit in a car and eat ice cream and talk about aliens, you know, like whatever it may be. But that's because are you out here just trying to go on nice dates, or are you out here trying to get to know a person for partnership in life?
I wish I could just microphone drop.
I'm serious.
You went off. I'm just over here.
I'm just frustrated.
I know you saw how I was looking at you. I was just like, she's just going off.
I'm frustrated because women are ruining good men by acting like they deserve more than they do.
Damn.
A lot of these women out here really don't have nothing coming.
Damn. How do you... Okay. Well, Jesus Christ.
At least that was a straight answer.
Right.
We didn't dance around that one.
Huh.
All right. I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it, especially this one, because there was comments on my other video, but I'm going to say it anyway. That doesn't make it any less true. It is not always the man's fault when a woman crosses his boundaries. Every time a woman crosses boundaries, they look to the man and say, well, the man should be holding those boundaries. That's his fault. No, it's her fault for disrespecting those boundaries in the first place. If she's texting him after hours, if she's leaning in a little too close, if she is just joking when she's sending flirty messages, that's not on him. That's on her. And I'll tell you right now, she knows exactly what she's doing. A good man, he can set boundaries all day long. But if she doesn't care about those boundaries, she's going to cross them no matter what. And that's not a relationship issue. That's a character issue. And one we should start shaming. There are some things we need to bring public shaming back for. That's one of them. We have to stop excusing female bad behavior and putting it back on the man, because that is completely taking accountability off the one who was being disrespectful in the first place. Boundaries go both ways. Respect, well, that's everyone's responsibility, male and female.
If you're currently pregnant or you're planning on having children soon, do you understand that right now is not a good time to have kids?
If we were to ask the subject matter experts, when exactly has it been a good time in the history of humanity to have children?
And if you're willingly trying to get pregnant, I'm not happy for you. I'm actually not congratulating you at all, and I think you should get rid of it.
It's really quite amazing how many individuals out there really seem to think that their uninformed opinions actually matter to the average person.
And I'm sorry that might be a little harsh, but nobody should be reproducing right now. The world is literally dying. We're overpopulated. We just don't need more babies.
But what we do need more of is joy and hope for the future and a desire to do better. And those are things that children often bring to those who need it.
There's a bigger thing we need to focus on. Let's focus on the people right here instead of making unnecessary extra people that will just use up resources. I know it's really harsh to say, acting like they're animals or something, but babies provide no benefit whatsoever.
Was that the voice of experience speaking? Because there seem to be an awful lot of individuals who really don't seem to serve much purpose at all in this world. But I digress. But one person should really not be telling another person if they should have children or not. Although I would agree, there are some out there that really aren't fit to be parents.
I guess what she doesn't understand is nobody cares about her opinion. Nobody asked you to come to the baby shower. Nobody asked you to come to the hospital to see my baby. These modern women like this, with such a negative outlook on life, close your mouth. Nobody wants to hear anything that you have to say. I mean, just a Debbie Downer, dude. Why the heck are you over here talking to me? You're a loser. Delete this video. Once again, they continue to say these stupid takes and be loud about it. And women be in the comments supporting this stupidity.
I know you guys know the feeling, but you know, when you're 30 years old and you're single and you're like trying to put yourself out there and your friends are all married and they're like, oh, let's go to the D-backs game, and you're like sick, and then you think like it's going to be a night out, and then they're like 7th inning in and they're like, yeah, let's go get some ice cream after this. And I'm like, oh, we have really different vibes of like what the night is going to look like. So then you're like scouring for friends that are potentially out in the same area that you are so that you're at least trying to meet new people, because God knows that when you're with your married friends, you don't really meet a lot of new people, and God love them. Like, I don't blame them. Like, I want to go home and eat ice cream too, but I texted a friend and I was like, you're out, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, can I meet you? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I'll be waiting. Like, I'm a pathetic loser, but here I am, putting my best foot forward, trying to just like do things as a single woman and not like go home and like cry myself to sleep. So we all know the feeling, right? Basically, I'll let you know how the night goes and if it was worth it. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, but we're trying. We're trying.
Okay. 30 years old. Pretty girl, right? Objectively so, I think. Desperate, getting nervous. Why? Because she's going out. 30 is like an interesting age too as a woman, because you have those friends that marry young, right? They'll get married at like 25. And now I feel like there's a trend now where people are getting married young again. Like for a while it was late, and now you have some people that are choosing to get married young. Not, a ton, but you have those friends that marry young. And then all of a sudden their lives really change, right? They've got their person, they go out for a little while, then they want to go home and watch a movie, get that ice cream, cuddle, do the you-know-what, all that stuff, the intimate stuff. But you're still kind of young, right? So now you're like, okay, and you're feeling this impulse to like settle down, but it's not happening for you. So you've got one foot in the world where you see your married friends, and then you've got one foot in a world where there's 25-year-olds and 26-year-olds who are younger than you, and you're like being pulled in that direction because there's still a lot of them hanging out at the club doing all this stuff, right? So you're kind of lost. Now, this woman sounds desperate. She sounds nervous. She's not comfortable with where she's at because she knows she's getting a little old for the game. She's getting a little old for the club till 4 a.m. She's getting a little old for that scene. And in 2 or 3 years, 32, 33, 34. How do you think she's going to feel? That you can see her panic starting. That panic is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Think of it like a little light inside of you that just grows, right? It expands, right? And now it's like, oh my God, what is happening? What is going on? And she's pretty, right? And 30 is an age where women still look really, if you take care of yourself, you can still look really young, but 32, 33, 34, things start to change. And she's now having to reach out to friends. And usually when you hit this age, usually the friends that are out still in the middle of the night doing all this stuff, they're the troublemaker friends, right? They are. You know it. When you're like 32, 33 and they're still, the people out drinking till 5 o'clock in the morning or doing it up like they're still in college. Those are the troublemakers. And you're like, well, objectively, I don't want to turn into that. Right. But you're like, that's who's out. So now that's what I'm left with. That's who you wind up spending your time with. It's just all bad news. So again, this is what happens to women who wait. This is what happens. And oh, well, Jed, maybe she didn't wait. Maybe she's a very pretty girl. I will guarantee you that she was not prioritizing finding a man at 20. I will put my money on it. It just doesn't go like that. Okay. Let's do that one went viral. People went nuts. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Get in the chat. Get in the comments. Tell me what you think. Do you know women like this? Do you know women who, I want to see in the comments, do you know women who 30 years old and kind of lost? Have you dated women like this? Tell me your experience.
Statements like all men are abusive or all women are gold diggers make you look bad because they're really just signs that you haven't learned how to filter out that kind of person yet. Overgeneralizing like this is really just a coping mechanism. It's a sign that you, not the entire opposite sex, has work to do. And it's a sign that you, rather than filtering on the front end, want to come up with a theory in retrospect about how all these people secretly were horrible. And maybe they actually are horrible, but if everyone that you date is an abuser, you are doing something wrong in your selection and screening. Same with if every woman you date only wants you for your money or is a cheater. And of course, sometimes it's just as simple as you need to stop hanging around that crowd because similar people tend to group together. Substance abusers all hang out in the same places, but smart people also all hang out in the same places. Unemployed deadbeats tend to be friends, and so do people with their lives together. But for a lot of people, it's genuinely just who you're choosing. Because you can be around any group of people, and if you put your mind to it, or more accurately, if you have the wrong selection criteria, you can end up with someone truly awful. Like, there are women with deep daddy issues from childhood looking for men to fix those issues, and as a result, they keep ending up with bad men. There are men who like to feel validated for their money, or just happen to be attracted to women of the party variety. Yeah, you're gonna find women who want you for very specific reasons. All this to say, that's why those kind of statements make you sound bad, because everyone else realizes something you don't, which is that all men this or all women that really just means all the ones that you are choosing.
I really hate to say this, but I've come to the conclusion that Black women really do love 3 or 4 behavior. They support it and they thrive off of it, right? Because anytime you go against that, they tell you to mind your business. And this is what this comment says. Like, they will tell you, what does it matter? Why do you care? Why should we shame women? Because they love it. They love to see other women naked. They love to see other women giving their body up and hoeing around. They love it. They get really upset when you give think pieces on why women shouldn't behave a certain way, carry themselves a certain way, do certain things. But they don't get mad when people are talking about baddies and giving think pieces on that. You know why? Because they like that stuff. They thrive off that stuff. They want to see women fighting and bent over, shaking their behinds. That's what they want to see. That's what they support. So there is no shame, because that's all we support. That's all we want to see. And if you go through my comments on this post, that's all women are saying. Black women, mind your business. Why do you care? Because that's what they support. 3 or 4 behavior.
We dance, we kiss, we schmooze, we carry on, we go home happy. What do you say? Come on.
Okay, I have what might seem like a silly question, but what exactly is the logical reason why women should hate all men? Is there one? Because I have heard numerous reasons why women should hate some men. I have yet to hear an actual reason why women should hate all men. So I'm really hoping that someone can actually answer this question for me in a logical, reasonable manner. Now, I know that there will be some individuals out there that will call me names. That's to be expected. But that's only because they can't actually answer the question. So for those women that say they hate men, why? Why do you hate all men? Is it because some men did bad things and are still doing bad things? Is it because some men out there in the world have power and you think that women don't? Really, I'm actually hoping for a reason why someone would encourage hate. Unless, of course, it's just to turn a profit.
And as you can see, it's the same playbook. They're sitting up here telling you, hey, you need to hate these men, they ain't no good, they ain't this, and this. But then you go out there and you get you a man. Oh, well, he's a good one. I mean, so shouldn't you say some of these brothers out here are acting a fool? Like if somebody said, hey man, like all these women doing this, and this. Well, you know, it's probably not going to be all women doing it. Like you probably have women believe that X, Y, and Z is a factor. So this is the way they act. But you know, your sister don't act like that. You know, your mama don't act like that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So I think men are perplexed as to why you keep on lumping them in with the criminals. It's like, I haven't done anything. I'm actually trying to help you out. I'm actually trying to do you a favor. I could continue going on about my day. I could go get something to eat. I don't have to be bothered with foolishness. But because I'm a decent human being, then I try to help you out. But you still on here talking about, yeah, I hate all men. And you should be okay with me saying that.
Remember that death comes in twos. It's like death comes in threes. And death in a marriage or relationship, first, it usually goes like this. First, there's death of communication. Y'all stop talking. Then there's death of trust. Y'all stop trusting. Then there's death of intimacy because y'all stop fucking. But you will see her revitalize herself. You'll see her reanimate with a new haircut and sexier panties. So even though the relationship that you tried very hard to improve is dead, another man can bring her back to life just by complimenting her looks. No hard work, no paying the bills, no blood, sweat, and tears, no paying for education, just by noticing her new haircut and saying her new nail color is pretty. Life is a trip in a plane because you will be high above the clouds 1 minute, but if you don't do any preventative maintenance, you will drop out the sky the next minute and crash and burn. But for all of you experiencing this, do not forget that a new phoenix rises from the ashes, and that is experience. You experience heartbreak. She taught you what you do not want, and that is an invaluable lesson. You do not want a woman who is not loyal. You don't want a woman who can be led away from you. You took care of her, paid for her to better herself, paid for a better car so she'd get where she needed to be safely. You paid for the experience, for the life lesson, and just like everything else you pay for, you own it.
$4,000.
Me and you are done.
I don't care if
This is
you.
our last conversation.
Why are you
though.
flinching?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
You're such a liar.
I'm scared right now. This is
You-
our last conversation together. I promise.
Bitch, the fucking audacity to be like, why are you flinching? And then proceeds to be the whole reason he's flinching. I personally love when women put hands on their men around me, because then I can proceed to beat the ever-living dog shit out of those women. I mean, dog walk you, ragdoll you up and down the sidewalk. The reason I love it so much is because it's never happened to those women. Women who put their hands on men are used to being domineering, scary, abusive, and bullying, and everybody just kind of gives them what they want, but not me. We expect men to beat the dog piss out of a man putting his hands on women, then why the fuck should we live by any different standard? I forget being like 20 years old, standing at the train station ready to go home with one of my friends, and I see this girl pimp slap, backhand, like he was her bitch the fuck out of her man. So I walked over to her and I actually grabbed her by the jaw like this and I pushed her against the wall, and I don't remember what I was saying to her. And some other bitch who didn't even know us comes up to me and starts hitting me. And I was like, what are you hitting me for? This woman was like twice my age, probably like 30, 40. And you know what she says to me? I cannot make this up. She said, you cannot get in the middle of other people's business because you don't know what he did to make her do that. What a lot of people don't realize is I didn't just wake up one day and decide to be a men's rights advocate. I've lived this shit my entire life. Whenever a woman is putting her hands on men, especially in public, everybody just sits back. Some of them laugh. Nobody does anything because there's this automatic assumption of guilt. I personally love when they do it in front of me, because I get to smack the fuck out of them and remind them to think twice before they put their hands on somebody, especially in public.
One of the biggest scams I wish more men understood is that if she didn't want you when you didn't have money, she's the worst one you can go after when you finally do. Maybe you can afford her, but that just literally means you can afford for someone to try to come and take the only thing about you that they want, your cash. So why keep chasing these baddies? It's 2026. Maybe we should all learn from the athletes who finally have the stardom, who finally have all this money, notoriety, the spotlight, the attention, and now everybody is throwing themselves at you. You land one, and guess what? There will be a baby coming up. Why? They got to guarantee the bag, baby. And they got to guarantee the bag long after they're done with you. So why are men out here chasing money so that they can afford the women who don't want them even after they have all of that? I don't know. But I do wish that you'd start to learn your lesson.
Now they're crashing out because they're like crashing out, crying on the internet, because now they're saying that the United States government is not set up to support single moms. So they are saying, black women are saying, and maybe some other women, and not all black women are saying, that crying, saying that the United States government is not set up to help single moms. It's not set up that way. So let's roll it back to like the 60s. Remember when the United States government was actually rewarding certain demographics of people to keep men out of their house? Remember? You know what I'm talking about? Y'all were getting.
She's talking about the no man in the house clause.
Food stamps, Medicaid, housing vouchers, and the only stipulation for eligibility was you couldn't be married and there couldn't be a black man or a man living in your house.
Can we talk about when a guy makes a girl pay, or he doesn't open the door for her, or he's just not being a gentleman?
Sure. Let's talk about that.
He's like, well, you wanted equality. Are you stupid? Are you stupid?
No, the guy in this scenario is not the one suffering from that particular problem.
We wanted equal rights, like women should be able to vote and stuff. What? That's literally it.
Along with equal rights comes equal responsibilities. But I guess some women don't want to be treated as equals. They still want to be treated as less than men, so that they are deserving of being catered to. So some women didn't want equality at all.
No one asked to pay for anything. No one asked to open their own doors or carry their own suitcases. Don't be manipulative like that. That's crazy.
What's crazy is that some don't understand what the word manipulative means, because many women actually fought to be treated as equals to men. And yeah, that actually sometimes entails paying for your own food.
Don't flip it on us like that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? We wanted to be able to speak and have a voice and get jobs if we wanted to. But please, that argument is so crazy to me. It's really funny. I'm like, aw, you're stupid.
It's always cute when, after saying such interesting things, that someone would still think they're the smartest person in the room.
And that's the thing. You sitting up here talking about, well, we didn't want this. We wanted that. We wanted equal rights. Yeah, you got the right to go to work. You got the right to stay out as long as you want to. Open a bank account, turn flips, visit the Grand Canyon, literally whatever you want to do. Hey, since we're going the same way, you get to share in these equal rights over here as well. Since you wanted an equal opportunity, I'm going to place you. See, y'all don't understand what y'all did. Instead of being a little bit in front of the man now takes you and places you right beside him. And he says, now you and I are the same. On your mark, get set, go. And now you, what, hold on. I need a head start. I'm not as fast as you. Well, I know that, but I'm sure you're going to learn because you're smart and capable. Well, you've had thousands of years. Once again, you're going to learn. You're so much smarter than me. You're so much better than me because you go to college, right? You have a house. So I think you can figure out how to get up here where I am. Yeah, but it's just not natural for me. Modern women are always thinking that things are natural for them. Oh, it just comes natural to you that you're able to do this and to do that. And you should do everything for me because it's easier for you. Ma'am, there are some advantages that you have. It's time for you to start using those in order to build you up, build yourself up, instead of waiting for a man to put you on his shoulder and carry you around into the next destination so life would be easier for you. It's equal. It's equal. I know you probably don't like that, but it is what it is.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to like your husband.
It's okay to not hate all men. It's okay to want to take care of him. It's okay to want to do nice things for him. It's okay to uplift his name in public instead of tearing him down in front of all your girlfriends. It's okay to be obsessed with him. It's okay to want to be around him 24/7. It's okay to want to treat him with respect. It's okay that your biggest goal in life is to be a stay-at-home wife and mom. It's okay that you want to get married young. It's okay that you don't nag your husband and mother him and you treat him like a wife. Just be prepared to be called anti-women, a pick-me, and misogynistic for having a healthy relationship and loving your husband.
Touch your husband, and no, not just talking about in the bedroom. I'm talking about those small, everyday type of touches. The ones that remind your hardworking man that he's appreciated and loved. Like when he's driving. Reach over, rub your fingers through his hair, give his neck a little squeeze. A little squeeze, a little rub. It's a silent, I see you and I love you. Or when you're walking together, slip your hand into his. Give it a gentle squeeze. No words needed. A simple I love you through touch. And one of my favorites, resting your hand on his inner thigh when you're sitting next to him. It's that quiet, steady kind of love that reminds him, I'm here for you and I'm yours. These little moments, they don't take much, but they mean everything. Your touch is his reminder that no matter how hard his day is, he has you, his safe place, his home. So don't wait for a big moment. Love him in the little ones too.
This one might get a little spicy, okay? Things that I think now, as I have been divorced for 8 years versus what I thought when I was younger. Next to Jesus, your spouse comes first before your children. And this one's hard to keep in check, and I've been guilty of it so much in the past, but it's true. Do not give a man wifey treatment on a girlfriend budget. Ladies, listen up. I don't think a man leaves because the love is gone. I think they leave because the respect is gone. Your girlfriends and your mother do not belong in your marriage. Ladies, sex is not a reward. It's a responsibility to your spouse. That's a power and control thing, and it just kills the intimacy. Don't do it. I would like to go on a limb and say that arguing in front of your children is not necessarily the problem. Not reconciling in front of your children, to me, is more of a problem. Don't be out here in a relationship acting single on social media. You'll be single in real life. And I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience, divorce does not fix selfishness. It just relocates it. Y'all have a blessed day.
There's a huge disconnect happening between men and women right now, and I want to share something I've been realizing about why men seem to be getting better while most women are struggling more. And I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Men have all these platforms teaching them accountability and how to level up. But when I look at what we as women are consuming, it honestly made me realize something important. Men have podcasts like Fresh and Fit and Jocko Podcast teaching discipline, Jordan Peterson teaching accountability, David Goggins teaching mental toughness, and there's so many more. They're consuming content that pushes them to build themselves up and take responsibility. But I started noticing what we as women are consuming. Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Call Her Daddy, Girls Gotta Eat, Real Housewives, Love Island, and there's just so many more. And I realized this content is programming us to create more drama, feel more entitled, and expect things without bringing anything valuable ourselves. I see influencers like Shira7, Miss Sprinkle Sprinkle, teaching manipulation tactics, and others like Ari Kitsia, if that's how you say it, promoting OnlyFans culture, teaching us that our value comes from our sexuality instead of building actual skills or character. So we have reality TV teaching us drama, podcasts teaching us entitlement, and influencers teaching us toxic behaviors. While men are learning discipline, accountability, and how to build real value. I think the reason men don't consume this toxic content is because they don't tolerate drama. But we as women tend to be more drawn to emotional and social content, which makes us more susceptible to this programming. And the media industry knows this and exploits it. And here's what I've noticed. Whenever a woman tries to hold other women accountable, we get defensive and attack her for it. I keep seeing comments saying, this applies to men too, and although you're right, here's what I've observed. Men seem more willing to consume content that challenges them, while we gravitate toward content that validates us. The accountability content for women exists, but we're less likely to engage with it positively. When women try to help other women grow, we often get called pick-me or accused of having internalized misogyny. Men have an entire ecosystem telling them to take responsibility and work harder, and they listen. We have way more content telling us we're perfect as we are and that our problems are someone else's fault. I've realized that most of us don't want to be challenged. We prefer to be validated in our dysfunction. Meanwhile, men are embracing tough love and actually improving themselves. Men are consuming content that makes them better. We're consuming content that makes us worse. And then we wonder why there's such a disconnect. If we want better relationships and lives, we need to start consuming content that challenges us to grow, not content that validates our worst behaviors.
We should call this, How Can I Make Myself Out to Be a Victim Today, while still maintaining the idea that I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need a man for anything, who probably lives in one of the most privileged countries in the entire world, but probably didn't have the common sense that it takes to actually ask any of those individuals sitting down, whether they be a man or a woman, if they would surrender their seats so someone else could sit down. Most likely because they were afraid that that person might actually ask them why they should be sitting down instead of them when they got to the seat first. I wonder if they would have been willing to answer that question.
Well, the thing is, you had, once again, equal opportunity to get your behind to that classroom. So why would I wake up early? Why would I stop what I'm doing early in order to get there and get me a seat just to give it to you when you had equal and ample opportunity to walk your behind over here just like I did? No.
Okay, this one's for the dads. You can send this to a dad who you think needs to hear it. I'll be the one to relay the information to them.
Okay, this one's for the moms, and you can send this to a mom who needs to hear it.
Now that it's just the two of us, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this.
Moms, the way you do it is not always the right way, and sometimes a man is going to do it a different way.
Your wife is not better at things because of some innate motherly instinct. She's not better at things because she's a mom. She's better at them because she does them more than you.
As women, we are raised in a society where we are put around babies from little girls. We have baby dolls. We are interested in babies. We watch our own mothers. Men are not exposed to the things that we are, so we automatically are ahead of the game when it comes to parenting infants and children. And anybody that wants to say that's not true is lying.
It's called weaponized incompetence.
You're weaponizing your superiority. You think that what you do is better than a lot of these men, and you speak down to them in such a condescending manner.
The only way you're gonna get better at doing it is for you to just do it more.
Most men stand back and go, I'm gonna get yelled at if I do it. I'm gonna get yelled at if I don't, so I might as well just sit back because it's easier to do nothing and get yelled at than it is to work hard and get yelled at. Your way of doing things is not the only way, and if you stopped correcting these men and speaking down to them in such a condescending manner and telling them that they're weaponizing their incompetence when a lot of times they truly just don't know how to do something, maybe, just maybe, they would stand up and help. But instead, you weaponize your superiority like a typical toxic woman.
Selling my husband's stuff for even cheaper than I would have before because he left me for a guy and now is threatening to arrest me because he found out that I was getting rid of his stuff. Up first, we have the Mercedes G-Wagon G-Squared Edition.
Hey, so not to ruin the fun, but this is a pretty bad idea. Is it horrible that he cheated on you and left you for a man? Absolutely. Does that mean that you legally have the right to sell his stuff at a fraction of the market value? No. And you're about to get the brakes beat off you in divorce court, especially since you recorded both the crime and the intent of the crime. Here's the legal breakdown. Until you get temporary orders or the property division is finalized, you actually don't have unilateral decision to dispose of any marital property. He's right, selling them can be seen as conversion or civil theft. What's likely to happen now is the judge is going to award the full market value for those and make you pay him back or award him more assets in the divorce or sanction you. Neither his sexuality or the affair are going to have any bearing on property rights, I fear. I've been studying family court for a really long time, and I have to tell you, the shit you're doing pisses off judges way more than cheating. These commenters might be all on your side, but they're going to cheer you all the way to failure, and then they won't be there to pick up the pieces. But maybe you're kidding. Oh shit, there's a follow-up.
Get ready with me to go to jail. I don't know if you guys just heard the phone call that I posted of my husband telling me that he was going to arrest me for selling the stuff I bought for him, which, mind you, I'm selling because he decided to cheat on me and leave our family for a dude. And you really think getting me arrested is going to stop me from selling your stuff? I literally am going to sell it for even cheaper now.
Never mind, we can't save you. I hope you get a really cool jail nickname, though.
I said that women fight for control in a relationship, and so many people came after me in the comments. But tell me, ladies, are you not telling him how to drive? Are you not complaining about the way he folded the clothes? Are you not second guessing every decision he makes? Because when you do all of those things, you're showing him that you don't trust him. That is putting him in a position to be defensive, and you guys should be a team.
Women should serve jail time when they lie and it comes out that it is proven that they lied.
I've done a lot of like divorce cases where like I'm interviewing people in divorce, and that's one of the like nuclear, that's why a lot of guys end up committing suicide, is because a woman throws that at them.
Yeah.
So what is your thought on sort of the Me Too movement?
I mean, it's believe all women until it's a woman that could be Republican, someone you disagree with.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. I mean, I don't want to like speak on things I don't know shit about, but because I spoke out against it, and a lot of guys reached out to me that are very famous that had everything taken away from them.
Everything.
And I'm like, women should serve jail time when they lie and it comes out that it is proven that they lied. Because I don't know if you know about Danny Masterson, who was on That 70s Show.
Oh, he's in jail, isn't he?
He got a sentence that's like worse than like murder.
Wow.
I've met him many times. He was always lovely. Never creepy, never had a bad experience. But I'm like, there's something weird to me about the fact that, and same with like the Trump case with that E. Jean Carroll, who's like a hideous feminist that no one would want to. It's so crazy how all my friends who are like literal supermodels somehow aren't like being shoved in the woods and raped, but somehow the ugliest women to ever exist.
I'm like, I don't think they want it that bad.
No. And that's why you don't lie.
Is anyone else confused as to why men aren't allowed to have any emotions, but women get to be overly emotional? I just feel like as a society, they've pushed so hard for men to have no emotions at all that I feel like men can't even be happy anymore without someone saying something about it. And on the other hand, I feel like I see at least like 5 TikToks every single day of a woman being overly emotional about something. And everyone in the comments brushes it off like, oh, she's just a woman. You know how it is. And it's like, no, I don't actually. I actually don't know how that is. What are you talking about? I don't know. I guess I just don't understand why it's like that or why we keep pushing for that. I don't get it. I think emotions are attractive on a man, and I think women could definitely dial it back. So I don't know. What do you think? Huh? What do you think? Yeah.
At the end of the day, all men want is to watch football, drink light beers in a jerk circle with each other, and just like be gay for each other. That's what they really want.
Fascinating. Not the least bit true, but still fascinating.
They don't want to be in a relationship. They don't want to get married.
A person could actually say that about both men and women. A lot of individuals are actually choosing to remain single and are very happy for being so.
Because women can provide for themselves now, I feel like men have lost their purpose.
Their purpose? What exactly was a man's purpose prior to women being able to support themselves, I mean?
It's like they don't feel the need to seek out a woman as her family. They don't feel the need to like work really hard to make a bunch of money to like make a family and provide for a woman. Like they don't want to do that. They just want to be with each other in a jerk circle, watching football and drinking light beers.
I'm just going to say it. There's nothing wrong with a person choosing to remain single. It doesn't make a person a better person than someone else if they're in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with being single, and it's about time that some individuals out there accepted that.
I just don't know why it's always got to be men are choosing to be gay rather than be with us. Because that's the only reason men wouldn't talk to us, is that they're gay. Modern women are so limited in their thinking. The only reason a man wouldn't like me is if he hates women. The only reason a man wouldn't give me any attention, myself. Look at how good I look. Look at how good I dress. Have you seen my body? My body is tea. But they still ain't talking to me. So the only other reason that I can think of is that he likes men. Just reason is trash. Their reasoning skills are terrible.
If your wife or girlfriend loved you, she would actually be thoughtful and considerate and nice to you. A woman that loves you is not going to belittle you, is not going to put you down, is going to make sure that your life is easier, not harder. If you have a wife that doesn't cook for you when you get home, she says something along the lines of like, well, if you're hungry, then you need to start cooking yourself. Oh, if you need money, you need to start making it yourself. If you want the laundry done, well, the laundry isn't going to get done itself. If she's overly critical of you and never compliments you and everything that you do is a problem and you're looking at her feeling like you're never good enough, it's because she doesn't fucking like you anymore. There is no world that exists where a woman claims to love you, but she doesn't consider you in anything that she does. She tries to keep you from your friends, from your hobbies, from things that make you happy because she wants to make you miserable. She doesn't love you anymore. She makes you feel like a roommate, or she makes you feel bad about initiating intimacy and never wants to actually love you and be affectionate. She doesn't like you anymore. If she's giving you a sideways hug and like a little pat on the back and you feel like you're hugging your sister, your niece, or a family member, she doesn't like you anymore. The harsh truth is so many women are in relationships exactly like this right now because they hate the person that they're with, but they also don't want to leave either. And they don't want to leave out of selfishness because they don't want to recognize that they're the problem. Most women cannot fathom the idea for even a second that if their husband goes off and he's happier with someone else, that she might be the problem. So a lot of these women exist in these relationships because they don't want to hold themselves accountable. So in the process, they are going to learn how to manipulate you, emasculate you, treat you like shit. So eventually you start to believe that you're the only problem in the relationship, even though she's fostered this toxic environment. And the worst part about it is a lot of these women will learn to maximize your pain, whether it's through finances, whether it's emotional or psychological abuse or emasculation, or, finding that one thing that is like your pressure point to set you off so then she can turn around and claim narcissistic abuse. And she's going to do this through and through to make herself feel better because she's so emotionally disconnected from you and everyone around her. Not only is she so emotionally disconnected from you, but she's going to claim that you're the one that lacks emotional intelligence and that you cannot connect with her. But she doesn't recognize even for 1 second that every time you go to her for intimacy or want to talk to her or want to reconnect with her and she rejects you, she doesn't even recognize that that's part of the problem. And the harsh truth is that the moment that you start questioning whether or not a woman loves you, the answer is she doesn't. Okay, bye.
You guys want to see an example of a wife getting offended that her husband has to talk to other women at his work? Here it is.
Okay, yep. Well, it was good chatting with you. Appreciate you taking the time. And if you need anything, just holler at me. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Yes, ma'am. You too. Okay, sounds good. All right, bye.
The problem that I see with this is that man followed everything to a T by the book. Like, he did nothing wrong. He was warm, kind, and professional, and he wanted to get off the phone. Also, men that are very interested in another woman, like, he doesn't want to get off the phone. And some women got after him for using the term ma'am, which I see as like super formal. That's not a term that you would use on a woman that you're really interested in. Maybe some of you will disagree on that. But from my viewpoint, the man did nothing wrong to signal any sort of red flags. All this is coming from is internal stuff from within the wife. And as long as she can recognize that and she doesn't end up giving her man the silent treatment or treating him terribly, then hopefully she can just learn from it, work on it, and grow from it. Otherwise, that husband is probably never going to know peace.
We don't call women out enough. I see so many women out there calling like calm, stable men boring. Saying that they want peaceful, happy relationships with a good man. Where have all the good men gone? As soon as they meet a good man that doesn't bring a bunch of crap into the relationship, she puts him in the friend zone. What the heck? Next, you assume attention is the same thing as value. You fault a man for not texting you back every 15 minutes. He's got to go to work. You shouldn't need constant orbiters that like hang out and constantly validate you 24/7. That sets you up to have a bad relationship. You shouldn't need constant validation. That's not healthy, and that's a sign you need to work on yourself. Next, keeping backup options just in case. Are you serious? Any man thinks you might have a backup plan, he's gonna go about his way. Huge red flag. Next, when you try to avoid accountability so heavily that you start crying or you blame everything on him, he sees right through that. Do you know what's really attractive to a man? A woman that can take accountability, a woman that can apologize, a woman that can own what she did. We all screw up, we're all human. But nothing's more gross than when you're crying to get out of the accountability piece of it. Threatening breakups or ultimatums. Man might put up with that a few times, but you're not going to have a healthy relationship long term if you keep it up.
If you want a man to love you forever and ever and ever, do these 3 things. Number 1, respect him. Okay, respect his decisions, respect what he says, respect his ideas, respect him as a person. Don't talk bad about him. It's really simple. Just respect him. Number 2, don't talk back. Don't criticize him. Don't put him down. Don't tell him what he's doing isn't good enough. Don't make him feel like he's inadequate. That's simple. When you talk to him, say something positive. And number 3, compliment him. Say nice things to him. Tell him you love him. Tell him you're proud of him. It's not that hard, ladies.
Women who make man-hating content are fucking losers, okay? And I'm not sorry for saying it. They're fucking losers. Because these are the same women who fucking cheated on their man, or their hard-working man, talking about, like, well, he was working all day, so, like, he wasn't giving me a pension. So instead of you fucking going and doing something for yourself, you decided to get dick down. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Don't tell me that men are fucking trash. You're fucking trash.
In the year of 2026, if you insist on having a man in your life, he needs to be doing backflip super somersaults through hoops to be in your life.
Why would any sane, self-respecting man put himself through that? Why would they do backflips to be in a relationship with a woman who obviously doesn't respect him as a man?
There's no more compromises. There's no more 50-50 relationship. What the fuck is that? These men are scary. They are scary.
Some men are. But you know what's even scarier? The fact that there's a lot of women out there that seem to think that all guys are the same. That's terrifying.
Oh my God, we need reform right now. We need reform.
Right. I agree. And I think it should start with a lot of guys staying purposefully single until some of these women out there remove their head from wherever they have it stuck, thinking that they're God's gift to humanity.
And what she means by scary is men ain't giving me the time of day that they used to. Wasn't you the one that was running over here and going over there and, oh, I teach a man to do this, and they better fly me out. If they gonna fly me out, then they gonna pay for this and they gonna do that. And I once had a man, I think she was going to Woodstock or something like that. Something. Burning Man is what it was. Burning Man or something like that. And she had a man wanted to see her basically. He wanted to, kind of say, hey, want to get together with you. Oh, in order for me to get together with you, then you're gonna have to fly me out here wherever you are, because I'm going to Burning Man. Oh, okay. Well, okay, I'll fly you out. Well, I require money. I require this, and just going down the list. Mind you, the guy is flying her out. Mind you, the guy didn't pay for her hotel. Just going down the line about what I deserve and what I'm going to get, and got there. So the man paid for her hotel, mind you, and her trip, round trip. Oh, well, it wasn't first class, but I guess I'll take it. You're darn right you'll take it, because you didn't pay for it, silly. Oh, well, it wasn't a 5-star hotel, but I guess I'll take it. Yeah, you will take it because you're not paying for it. See, y'all like to yap on about how y'all moving and how, oh yeah, nothing but the best. I go here and I do this, and get your behind back there and coach. Get your behind back there with the normal folks, with the average people, because that's exactly what you are. Oh, well, I didn't stay in one of these 5-star, where you ain't got to do this, and and it's got room service that's first class and da da da. I didn't stay there, but I guess I can stay in this nice hotel. Yeah, you can. Cause this man ain't paying for you like you. Oh, I get put on yachts. I stay on a yacht on the water. That's exclusive. No, you don't. No, you don't. You gonna get what that man gives you. Then got up there. I don't know if she didn't have any clothes or she expected that man to take her shopping. That man walked her to the store. I mean, he paid for dinner. He took her out and he paid for dinner. Some pretty nice spots. I mean, they wasn't like super expensive, but there was some nice spots. She thought she was going to get him to pay for to take her shopping, basically. Didn't happen. Didn't happen. And then when she turned around confused at him about why he wasn't cooperating, he was totally oblivious. He said, oh, I thought that was a nice hotel. Oh, I thought the seats were fine. So this type of foolishness has got to stop.